the engine sounds. I don't resonate with it because it's like you're making a noise. Stop it.
Te maak geluid.
I was giving Doppler effect.
Doppler effect.
Welcome to the GenC podcast. I am your host, JP Jackson. To my far right is Mr. Rizaan.
That's such a nice smile.
Ew.
It's such a warm and welcome smile. Salam, JP.
Did you not get some warm and welcome today, Rizaan?
That's cuckold.
That's so cool.
Can see the man's coat yesterday.
I'm wearing long johns.
Long johns is the original second skin.
My I feel it back forward. Can we just introduce the middle before this gets out of control? And to the audio listeners, welcome as always. Welcome.
And to the one particular audio
Yeah,
listener.
the one particular
The
one.
Sure, bruh.
No, we have
Yeah,
to do
JP's
this. We have to do this.
Okay, so yes, in the middle today we have someone who actually is a friend of both of us. Someone we know from way back when. Mr. Fayaaz. Moodley.
Yes.
You're representing who?
Snapshot Media.
There we go. We like shameless plug here. Bro, this is a family business. Okay, I'm almost at that.
So our audience wants to know,
Here we go.
who is Fayaaz?
It's
Okay.
a question.
So, how many marks? So then I know how in depth I need to go. If it's 10, then obviously you
10.
go in detail.
11 if you want.
11, okay.
11.
Okay.
Yo.
So,
There's always the secret mark.
You bring in the 11th, Miss. You bring in the bonus mark.
Extra credit.
So, some may know me as Fayaaz. Most of them who met me recently. Some might be looking at the face and be like, yo, I know that face, but it's not Fayaaz. There's a guy, Kovlin, that looks just like him. So, I'm him.
He is me. Man's just said,
I want to interject quickly because we played footy like a few years ago. And a mutual friend of ours calls you Pongs.
I know exactly who's that. Kellen. Why are you still calling me Pongy? Oh, bro.
There's a backstory to that. There's a full
I'm
backstory.
somewhere like feeling anxious.
Yo, get him on the camera.
He was doing the deep dive this week.
Rizaan's on the deep dive. Rizaan's a JP's piece.
You know what? No, listen, you don't have to answer that. The power got to my head. The power got to my
So,
head.
funny enough, I think JP came up with that name, yeah. And it's like, I listened to an episode of you guys where you said, like, it's so easy to get nicknames.
Oh,
yeah.
Like, you can be Copper or Nis or whatever. Or Gums. One of our friends will be feeling guilty. I'm not going to call him out.
All the way in Amsterdam.
All the way in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
We'll narrow it down. Shout out to Amsterdam. And then one day, JP came along with Pongi. And can you share why? Because there's so many different reasons I can think of. But it's
So there's a lot, man. So we were in this phase of the nickname phase. So there was a group of friends known as, they stayed at the Greens, called the Teddy Boys.
Yo.
So they were, they all stayed in this one complex and they were friends. So then they all had to get gangster names. So then they went through the list. Obviously, there was Tanne, there was Spella and Kjella, because that's what that is, isn't it?
Yes.
And then there was Pongi,
Yeah.
like yourself, and mine was Chapa.
Chapa. I
Because
remember
that's
Chapa.
cousin.
Yeah.
And then so that was the whole idea behind it at the time. So that's where Pongi came from. But that group, but again, this is now pre-halal days.
Yeah,
but,
yeah, yeah.
but like,
there's a
so
lot
we
that
used
went
to
on
watch
before,
a show called
You're referring to Marathon Mondays, no?
yes. So there's a show
forgot what it was
called
called.
anyway. So it will come to me. But
What's the show about?
It's like
It's
high
like
school, it's like
college
college and whatever. So
the state.
yes,
Yeah.
that's
That is
it.
the name. You're the man.
So anyway, so
Acknowledge me.
I wasn't anywhere close to that. I was like the office.
So in Blue Mountain State, this thing called Marathon Monday, where they drink from sunrise to the next day or whatever. And obviously, being
Hectic.
teens, we attempted this. So you wake up with a beer or whatever, and you go through the day, and you try and plan your meals because some of them will go out. But anyway, so that's kind of where that whole situation and the nicknames came from.
Okay.
Yeah.
No wonder
Funny
you
enough,
have,
I
like-
thought it's a completely different story.
Wow, how do you remember it?
Pongi, I thought like Pong, I was like, did I stink? Or like, so I wasn't sure. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I can, that's why I say I could
Oh,
revolve around a lot of
yeah.
things. And I was like, let me get clarity from
So,
the man himself. So I was like, I'm sure I smell decent. But
You can sleep sweetly
You can
tonight,
sleep
bro.
sweetly,
You
yeah,
can sleep
yeah.
tonight, bro. Nah, it's
You
gonna
know,
be
like I say, it's high school. You can eat anything, bro.
Again,
Yeah.
sorry to my
Yo, that is
parents.
actually
Yeah,
a
yeah.
T-dubs. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
The name's been traumatized.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
never
yeah,
brought it up ever again.
Sorry. Fayaaz.
But yeah, sorry, we went on a tangent there, eh?
That's
We-
what-
I'm
that's
supposed to be-
exactly
I'm supposed to
what
be
the show
telling
is
you
about,
guys
yeah.
who I am. I
yeah.
forgot now. But yeah, so little kid, as a kid, grew up in Goodwood, attended the Fraser with these two mad guys over here. Then comes a time in your life where you split high school. Don't you find high school stressful, bro? Because you've now got your unit. It was, I remember Jerry, myself, you, Rizaan. I can't remember so close enough. You were like, I knew you, but I mean my
We were
unit.
friends in preparatory school.
Preparatory
Grade 1 to
school,
3.
yes,
That's
yes,
what we were
yes.
like friends.
But we all knew each other.
Yeah,
but then
for
I had
sure.
my unit. And it's like, you just want to go wherever your friends go. And then you hear, okay, Feb and JP is safe. And I think I was closer to Jerry at the time than I
Yeah,
was
you
with
went
you.
to-
But
we went to
we all hung out
Settlers.
together, yeah.
Yeah.
That man went to Settlers, bro. And I was like,
Yeah.
I go home and I'm like, I think Settlers is a good idea. I'm like, but you're literally like 3 streets away from Feb. But like, it makes sense to go there. And then obviously you...
Didn't convince your parents.
Nope, didn't work, bro. It didn't work at all.
Yeah.
And then attended Fairburn. Obviously, you adapt to a whole new friend group, just your surroundings, life goes on. Try to keep in contact with everyone as much as you can. And yeah, I've always loved cars. I mean, from school days, I'm sure both of you knew I always was like, they called it the PetrolHead. Many different names, always enjoyed my cars and bikes. And from high school, it's even more stressful because you don't even know what you want to do. You're just clutching at straws, bro. You're like, I think I suit that. Until you actually sit in the position to do what you want to do. And funny story, I tell people this all the time. So I was telling Lau, it's Lau, right?
Yeah.
Just checking my memory. Yeah.
And there's Paul, but no one knows
No,
about
I know Paul is 101. So, I actually, when I went to UW, so I'm now in accounting. I actually applied for information systems at UWC. But because I'm so talkative and a chatterbox, the one day I'm sitting in class and I think what happened is someone came in and they said, listen, there's space in, I think accounting was like my second or third choice. My second choice, funny enough, was what my father wanted me to do. You know, like somewhere along the line, there's always that pressure from like your family. I want you to be this. And my dad wanted me to be a doctor. And I was like, yo, I wouldn't let anyone trust me with it. It's funny enough, bro. Like,
kept
but
it
you
real.
know what?
You kept it real.
UWC didn't offer medicine.
Yeah.
I applied for acupuncture, Chinese medicine. I just saw medicine. I'm like, tick. You know, it's part of the title.
Yeah.
And my dad's into all that stuff, like traditional healing.
Oh,
and he went for acupuncture. I
Yeah.
always heard about it, you know. So I was like, should make the guy happy, tick. But then I got in for information systems, and I'm sitting in the class, and someone comes in with this list, and I think because like I said, I wasn't listening, I was chatting. And I think what they said was, guys, there's space in BCom accounting. If you want to switch over, sign this list. And I'm like chatting, making friends, you know, excited. And the list came, and I thought it's the class register. So I put my name down. Right? Signed the thing. I went on with life, bro, and I just got an email to say, congratulations, you've been accepted into this program. And I was like, I've just always been this person, like, when life takes you in a direction, I don't fight it. I just believe I'm in a place and space where I'm meant to be.
Wow.
And I don't fight it because
That's my favorite story of the year.
I don't get upset because like they say, everything's written out for you, and like you don't resist. Like I feel I shouldn't resist it. At the end of the day, it's not like I hated accounting. I liked it.
Yeah.
Mr. Lombard, shout out, your lessons worked out. Mr. Lombard. It's something that just always came naturally to me. I didn't like have to work hard to understand it or pass. It was just, you know, it's very like repetitive, if I can put it that way. You learn it, sticks with you. So I was like, let me give this a go. Gave accounting a go. And thankfully, 3-year course, 6 years later, I made it.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I didn't fight the journey. It was meant to be.
No. Rizaan likes the story even more now.
That's what it's so real. The only reason why you were 3-year degree, you took 6 because you went to WC. The grass is so green.
I couldn't hear this, what my lecturer was saying over the sound of the dominoes clopping in the cafe.
It's Rizaan's fault.
I apologize, but like when you see the my level, everyone must hear the my level.
You know, so it's actually so cool. It's like such a crazy journey because through that process, most of my friends I have today, I met through that journey of my classmates. Walk into class one day, I bumped into someone that had a car. His name's Ahmed. They had this car group on campus called Van Clan. You might have seen they used to always chill first row campus with camping chairs and the cars parked. Eventually, I joined that party and the pipes were out. And you know, you meet them, you mess around. Yes, you sacrifices your class time and like you that doing things right the first time and passing. But what you gain in the end is like lifelong friendships type of thing. So it's costly, yes. Varsity fees aren't the game. Your parents sacrifice a lot. So I'm forever thankful that opportunity was there for me. We were able to get through it. And it's not like I felt everything. It's just that 1 or 2 subjects along the way. And you're like, oh, Lord, why must it be like
what
that?
did you want? Like Pred or something? We call it DP.
DP was your mark. You required to move on to the next subject.
Oh, you can.
Is it CAM?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
That allows you to write the exam.
Yes.
Because if you don't get that, you can't write the
if you
exam.
don't make cam, you
Yeah. I used to stand there. I never even used to look. I used to stand at the notice board and I used to pray, bro. Like, I know the end result is all my fault. It's not up to anyone else but me. This is my fault because I'm here. And if I saw a 41 on there, alhamdulillah. A pass is a pass.
A win is a win.
45, we're celebrating tonight, bro.
Yeah.
You know, it's like
Kaki, wait. Music space. To the young viewers.
Please, guys.
It's just 9/11. Like, don't follow enough.
They will
No,
They will never know.
I also wanted to like share a story now. But
I feel like Same.
Yeah.
I feel there's two groups, there's three groups. There's those that fail and you can try again. There's the groups like us. Okay, JP, I don't know. And you
Nah, he was overachiever. He was came back to lecture.
Whoa, wait. I'm going to tap onto a story with JP actually. Even back to primary school.
Yes.
Please continue with your getting.
What was I saying?
So like you were both like seriously. There was a time I actually came to you for counting lessons. I don't know if you remember. I did like an
that's valid.
assignment.
That's
Because I just knew this is the guy to go
He's
to.
the
He's
guy.
an
He's the guy,
academic.
bro.
He's the guy.
He's the guy.
Bright, like smart.
Bright,
and,
obviously.
Yeah.
Slot the light.
So,
yeah,
and then there's like you say, the overachievers and the A students. But I feel like in the end, people put so much pressure on themselves because you think it comes down. Yes, it does. Your marks do count in your favor in terms of you can get scholarships, you can get bursaries and all of that, which helps a lot. But also sometimes people put so much pressure on themselves to make that target for the mark. Yo, my hand on the table. I'm almost tapping the table. That they miss out on so much other things that you can develop in life that's important. Your people skills, meeting people, talking,
That's true,
like coming to socialize and
Yeah.
just confidently approaching someone random in a public space because you are just you don't want to be distracted from your goal. You're so driven to hit that one goal. But there's so many different things you can touch on in the same space and time and still reach the same end goal as a job or an occupation that you're in. And
That's balls of wisdom today.
no, like it's seriously, like
Yeah.
I just see a lot of people put so much unnecessary strain and pressure on themselves. And it's important to kind of think about it and carry it on into your future because now, even in the space of creating content and videos, I don't know how you guys were when you started, but when I started, bro, I needed to have 5 videos in 1 week, like just every day. You start with that stress you put in yourself,
Okay.
and you just like, I need to like create
Put
and
out,
have content and whatever, and you're tired because now you're balancing family life. You don't want this to take over or whatever. And it's something you're so driven by because you're serious out. So it's nice, you feel good. There is that dopamine hit, you see you do well. But once you overlook all that and you try and find joy in what you do, then you realize it's not actually about straining yourself and draining yourself and putting pressure on.
It's actually feeding you. You're pouring back into yourself.
Yes.
doing it.
Like, you need to actually take the time to just like give yourself a break, if I can put it in that same sentence. So like I said, I used to do one video and set up till 12 to like even 2 o'clock in the
Make
morning
sure it was out
sometimes
the next day.
to just get a video. And I'm like, you know what? I'm thinking my audience is wanting this from me. Like they're gonna nail me or whatever, and like they're gonna fall off or whatever. And this unnecessary conditions I'm putting down that I'm just creating in my head. But in the end, I can still have a successful page that gets results or views. The conditions I'm setting is all up to me.
Yes.
So if you set just a safe, reasonable reach, without any conditions attached to it, you can do so well.
You now shifted so quickly.
I'm just jumping.
From the studying the 6 year, 3 year to now saying all of a
This
sudden
bringing
you
it back unnecessary facts.
no to say
You didn't have to say
you're
that.
making the content that you make now. So I remember you used to have a lovely maroon BMW.
Oh,
that was
I wish that was my car. Okay,
that was parked in the at your house, which was we all knew that you enjoyed cars, and that was also one of the cars that led to this. But now you actually have a whole channel dedicated to motorsport.
To motorsport in general.
Yes. So what was that journey into? Obviously, you spoke about the club you joined at UWC where you was talking about cars and smoking.
Rico is brilliant. So that's where we left off here.
So how did you then end up deciding to make motorsport content?
So funny enough, I never in my wildest dreams. If you had to ask younger me what I want to do when I'm big. Bro, cameras. If someone put a camera out, I'm the first one to dodge it. Like, I don't want to read the pictures. I don't want to look. Because I'm going to see the picture and be upset with how I pose or just how I look. You know? Like, I just wasn't made for it. I don't say I am now. But I obviously built up a big network of friends within the space of cars. I always enjoyed taking photos. I didn't have the gear. I never had a digital camera. my father always had like gear. He had a camera and I would experiment, take a photo and whatever. So I didn't base what I was doing off like, I have to have a digital camera or I used what I had. I had a phone, there's apps, there's editing, you can touch it up. You just learn how these things work and how you can make it work for you. So I was always the friend I always had friends with nice cars. It's just how it worked. I didn't like specifically say, hey, I want to be your friend. Car. It's just like, car people gravitate towards each other. So, and the nice thing was they didn't expect me to have nice things as well, which is great because you feel you don't need to be someone that you're not just to fit in. And that's like the best type of friends you can have. So I really respect my friends that I've had along the way because no one ever expected anything from me. And it allowed me to explore that talent of taking photos, learning about, the things that I don't even think about. They have conversations and I wouldn't necessarily know, but I just listen and absorb. It wouldn't make sense to me all the time, but you get some sort of knowledge and then you talk to the next one. You start just building up this community of friends.
So do you have that ability? Because I know a lot of people that are motorsport enthusiasts, they hear that sound and they say, P20, 180 valve or 184 cylinder.
So
is that something that you...
JZ1.
One JZ.
You see that?
You
One
see
JZ.
it.
I see it.
I said it wrong, bro.
I can see Paul Walker shaking his head.
Yeah,
Don't do that to
It's
us.
been a long day.
So, there are days I get it wrong, but I can listen to a car and I can tell you that's that. Bikes as well, kind of. Specific tones. It's just like what you're always around, you are going to be good at or get used to or learn certain distinct sounds. So,
What sounds can you make out?
No, man.
Do you have something for us?
If you guys can see the excitement on his face.
I'm so excited. You remember when Rizaan hit us with the Hardy down? That blew me away, bro.
So I was gonna say like people that are passionate about nature, they can hear certain sounds, whatever. Or people that are passionate about this, that, and the other. That's what I was agreeing.
Sorry.
I wasn't saying that I can relate.
We thought you had
it's like we spend time around the chef. Like my wife loves cooking, so she can tell you what she smells and what tastes, like what spices and stuff are in the food. And I'm still on this level of like pumpkin and gem squash. I just call it the orange thing. Like I can never tell. And I always tell her, like, she gives it to me and I'm like, yo, I like the orange thing. And then she's like, it was gem squash or butternut, sorry.
That's how my mother is with cars. She'll be like that white one.
Yeah. So it's pumpkin and whatever and butternut. I can't get those two, like the differences. I just know it as the orange thing.
So I've mentioned this before, but so I'm the youngest of four. So my oldest brother, he's a car EB. He belongs to the Opel Club, or I don't know if he's still, but he was like part of the Opel Club for a long time.
Yes.
And they used to like drive together.
I was missing that Opel.
Yeah, I'm saying. He had like three.
Yeah.
Which one are you talking about? The Zafira?
The Zafira.
Oh, the bus.
Zafira's a nice one.
It's very nice. Very
nice. That's like a family wagon.
We went together to Uitenhage to go buy the car.
Okay.
We drove together to Uitenhage. And so he traded in his Corsa for that. It was a Corsa Coupe or something. It was a very, very nice car. It was a very nice car. And we drive and he's like, yo, you must tell me if I'm driving too fast because I don't feel it flicks.
But it's true, like that. Like you said, it's an OPC. It's made like for comfort, speed, but you don't feel the speed within that thing. Yeah. So
one of the things I was going to say is that I'm the youngest of four. So then he would like maybe take my one brother Yasin to like the UWC people where they race here.
Yeah.
Supposedly. Yeah.
It's now called Mexico.
They call it Mexico.
Every locations always
every
Mexico.
Thursday.
Right?
Allegedly.
And then my next brother also Muntas, he got to maybe sometimes go to Killarney. Austria. As a result, I have no connection towards cars. Like if Lucas, we have a friend that like has nice cars and he gets like very excited by the fact that he has nice cars, and I just have to sit in the car and I'm like, that's Squire. I don't know why it's Squire. I'm making room. And I feel bad. But it's like that I wasn't part of the demo game. The Bluetooth device.
You did enjoy that experience we had in Stellenbosch, though.
Yeah, because okay. Are we talking about
No. But I do think, what's it about? Because especially in our communities, like cars just bring people together.
Yeah.
Like they have this way of creating a connection just naturally.
Look, I'm not gonna. Sorry to cut you off. I'm not gonna say it's all rosy. It brings people together. There's also causes animosity sometimes. There's a lot of drama that you might not see.
Yeah.
So you got like.
So let's start with the non-drama. What do you think? What do you think it's what?
I can tell you the drama because I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I can think of a few examples that happen, but like I say, you look at some things and you just think it's unnecessary, and you just cut it off and block it off because like why should you open yourself to that? Because you're just like inviting it into your life. So I'll look at it, I'll be like, it's stupid, and then I'll move on type of thing because people like maybe wanting to be the fastest or race or saying this one styled his car like that, then I don't like it. But like people are proud. Like it's a sensitive topic. I always say, I might not like what you do, but you're very proud you work for what you liked. And I can feel like I don't like it. I don't need to say it to your face or whatever. I can just move along because yes, it affects me in that moment. Not to say it affects me, but like I have the thought, but it's not necessary for you to know my thoughts because you have a totally different view and experience with what you've done. You've worked for it. You're entitled to do what you want to do.
Sure.
But people feel the need to kind of force their narrative of what's nice onto others. And I think that's where a lot of the friction comes in. So it's like I said, I block it off because it's not important to me. It's just unnecessary animosity. There's so much more you can get along with or discuss. There's no need to kind of point people's faults out.
It's interesting that you bring that up because I thought it was something that actually, the fact that your car looked different was actually a feature. Like it brought you together. Because, I mean, all of the cars come out standard, right? It's how you then make it your own. That's the exciting part.
That's the term customization. It's custom according to you, and everyone's taste is different.
Yes.
But now, like I say, some people don't understand that, like, it's people's own preference. That's why they've bought that car and they've used their money to make it that way. Yes, not everything looks nice. We've all got our own tastes and preferences. We're allowed to have our opinions.
Yes.
But I feel like to call people out on like, public platforms and make jokes. I won't lie, I've done it myself. like
he's a better man.
He's a better man.
Like I've done it. I've like funny enough, there was something I saw on Marketplace like probably like 2 weeks ago. This Ford Bucky, but it was just done ridiculous. There's a difference between like borderline like fine, you've done it, and it's ridiculous. No, like this guy had skulls on the front of his car. He had a PS2 controller in the bonnet. Like just like overboard. Like so I shared it and I was just like, I put some, like I like to make funny captions and stuff. So I'm guilty, like I say. I can't sit here and talk like I'm perfect. I would also have
you
my
see
faults
this
and stuff.
the spirit of what you are doing is almost like you're making light of something that's ridiculous. You're not jealous of the person.
Yes.
Whereas I think that's the difference that those people have genuine like they have almost like I don't say hate, but they're haters. They're haters.
Yeah, look, like I said, it is a tough conversation to have because you don't understand why people are doing what they're doing or why they feel a certain way. But I think also some people don't understand, like, we all think our stuff is nice on our own. So you might have something that's actually really, really nice that majority of the people really like. But now someone over here does something different and it's hyped up. But it's really not like maybe that nice looking to according to most. And you can't understand. So it's like high school. The quickest thing you can do is name call or shame it or whatever. It's just like in a grown-up environment when it becomes more personal because of your belongings or your status and all. So like I said, I don't have time for it.
And I think moving away from the four wheels to the two
2
wheels.
wheels. Now I'm on 2 wheels.
Yeah. You got a very nice bike
Thank
here in
you.
front.
But JP actually wanted to bring it into the studio.
See what I was talking about? That's what I'm
Anyway, so growing up, there were at least in my experience, there were two groups of parents.
Oh, yeah.
There were two schools of thought.
Yeah.
There was those that accepted the two wheels, and those that you would never see. You can't even be close to that. So my parents were of the second bucket where you don't even look at it.
Yes.
Same.
So was that just always accepted in your family, or that did they ever show the dangers of it or something like that?
Okay, so
Sorry, I didn't want that nasty, but the dangers of
I
it.
completely get where you're going with your question. So my family grew up, like I say, with cars and bikes. It was always a thing. My dad's always owned bikes. We used to go watch from a young age. It's also why I kind of just enjoy all things motorsport or related to wheels. Always went to the track with my dad as a youngster. And my cousin raced nationally. He actually won the SA Superbike Championship at one stage. Back in 2009. Yeah, 2009.
Nice.
Yeah, so way back.
Yeah.
And on that topic, sorry, I'm going to carry on now. His kid is currently racing in Spain, in the MotoGP Rookies Cup. So they went they skyrocketed into
That's lit.
And
full on,
year 2009 was Marathon Monday.
Yeah. So I had we were Marathon Monday. So that kind of led up to a big part of my life as to why motorbikes were acceptable. My dad owned it, the family raced, my cousins raced. So somewhere down the line, I was bound to get onto a bike myself. So I would always go sit on my dad's bike, and I just said one day I want to own one. And there was never a hurdle in the way where I thought they're gonna be in the way of it. They just always want me to be safe, be responsible, and obviously happy with my choices. And I think for those that want bikes, I deal with it a lot. I get questions like, how do I convince my parents, or even adults, not even parents, they're just
I was literally asking you when we were
outside. People just to convince their partners and stuff. And it's something that you need to make the person believe in you, that you're capable of it. You need to be confident, because if you're unsure yourself, to jump on something like that where one mistake can literally cost you your life, you need to be sure you're able to do it. And I was telling Lau outside, there's so much more to a bike than just looking cool. A lot of people want to buy it, look cool, or fast, chicks dig it and stuff. I don't know where they get that, because I thought my group is full of 250 people, myself and Vanden's group that we in. Mostly guys. Meet up, all guys. So, don't know where these people are getting the information from.
False advertising.
Also, my wife might be watching. So, guys.
I was gonna say now, if you're a girl biker, you just want to join the group the link will be, but nah, let's keep it safe. Keep it safe. No links, bro. No links, bro. No links, bro.
Intonation, the tone.
So what I was telling Lau is there's so much more beauty to it, because you become confident in your decisions. You also realize you have to be present in every single thing you do. I can't be thinking about what happened yesterday. I can't be thinking about what this person said to me. I'm always present.
You have to,
because it can literally, like I say, cost you your life. I can't assume things are going to go the way I plan it. I see a car ahead, let me send it. That guy can change lanes anytime he wants. I can't just assume it's going to play out the way it's playing in my mind. So there's so many more beautiful lessons with two wheels, other than just being on two wheels and skipping traffic and all of that. It teaches you patience. It teaches you to make responsible decisions. And to just be in the moment with everything, not have any expectations as to how things might play out. Just go with the flow and enjoy.
I think that's an amazing take on it, right? The fact that you have to be present in order, because I mean, sometimes when you drive, you take that road, you're thinking about the day and whatever.
You don't even realize how you got home. Sometimes you're just there, bro.
Blackout.
Rizaan's like, yeah, that's just another tune.
Yo, Lars honestly today, Lars just like...
Why though?
You're my friend, bro.
So I will say this. There are moments where you just have that lapse when you're driving a car. And in those moments, I go, yo, alhamdulillah for those almost 2 hours in my mom's 2 hours.
I also always, bro.
Always. Because, I mean...
There's honestly times where I like zone out now, and I'm like, but I'm on the highway and I'm like zoning out. Then I like just think, bro, what were you just doing now? And then I'm like always like, yeah, nah, thanks.
Yo,
I always thank
like
my granny for praying for me, bro. Because it's like, it's honestly that.
Yo, bro, that like...
Nah, honestly, bro.
Because so I love where there's like this corner. There has to be, say in a calendar year, double-digit accidents.
Oh, yeah.
You always hear that. Always hear that.
And like, lines.
No, we're running to the road.
Why am I picturing him with his long johns and his gown?
Not me per se. I'm just in a soul Nobody's calling the police. Nobody's.
The phones are out, but
we need to first find the full story. Then we can call the police.
We are the first responders.
That's fucking dark, bro. That's so dark, bro. That took a turn, bro. Oh, my days.
That's so true, though.
So I was going to say, that corner, I was driving today, and I was like, bro, why are cars driving so fast for no reason? Like, man, are chasing top speed, maybe, bro, for no reason. I'm like, this is a residential area. Please stop.
Okay, residential is... Yeah,
and it's so unnecessary. It's so like that's why I'm like, because a lot of the roads that we kind of like comfortable with, familiar with, you can see the speed sign. Not my road.
Yeah,
not my road.
Suggested.
It's a suggestion, yeah.
JP, do you have more questions for Fayaaz, or can we go to the social media questions first?
No, you can get to social media. I know Fayaaz has some questions for you as well. So we might as well.
Flip the script.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask is, can I just jump back to where I was? I think I was telling you how I got into the video. So one part was building a community, right? Of just connecting with like-minded people and enjoying it. Then my wife's dad, he's actually, I think you said you've seen him on TV before. So he's on Ignition, He's very much into motorsport. So we just like click sometimes, most times. We work on each other's nerves a lot. And he needed someone to film and edit for him. And he wanted to build up his YouTube of his channel. And he asked me, can I assist him? So I was like, yeah, cool, I'll give it a shot. You know, why not? Like, you can't say you don't know how to do something if you never gave it a go.
Yeah.
So then we got the cameras, all the stuff to edit and whatever. Let me just say, stuff's expensive. People wonder why people charge a lot, say, for photos and just editing. That stuff is expensive. Funny story of the camera. I got the camera and I was like, cool, most expensive part out the way. A lens should be cheap because the camera is so much. Mistake.
Now Billy didn't leave it.
I'm sorry.
That joke was specifically for you. That was niche humor. The cameraman was like this. The rest of you tough crowds.
Yo, I nearly fell on my back. I was like, I couldn't believe it. And that's mirrorless as well. I told you which camera it is.
Bro.
So I was like, okay, hectic. Like, this is going to have to wait. Work with what you have.
Yeah.
And worked with him for a bit, but his platform was very much about, he wanted it to be about what he was doing. And I thought the way to grow it was I was recording racing. So it was to do with a lot of other people and stuff. So he sat down with me one day, he's like, listen, Fayaaz, this isn't my goal with the channel. I want it just to be with what I'm doing. But if you want to carry on doing what you're doing, I can see you enjoying it. Start some of your own. And then that's how Snapshift came along. I was like, okay, cool, I might as well give it a try. Like, I'm really, really enjoying it. I wasn't like that channel was monetized, everything, it got there. And then like initially you think, like, should I start this again? Like, it's so much work. And then I was actually like, that wasn't the point. Like, I'm doing this for free on Facebook anyway. Videos, whatever. If I can chase monetization again, why not?
Yeah.
And started again on my own. Got the GoPro and whatever for my bike. And that's also another thing I want to tell people out there that want to create. They like, you always say, I'm going to start this when I get this and when I get that. And you have the tools around you to just start.
Yeah.
Like a phone you can use like, there's so many tools and softwares out there that you can use. And I started with a GoPro Hero 5, which is like the entry level GoPro. Like, it's old considering this was last year. And I popped it on my helmet and I was doing that little spotting stuff. And I was like, because one day I was like, I'm not going to go out of my way to record just to wake up Saturday morning and be like, oh, let me go find cars on the road. I realized that my commute from home to where I work, I see stuff all the time and I'm like, I wish I could record that. Like, I'll take a picture. And I was like, GoPro, give us a go. I've done like 1 or 2 video spotting and I was like, this is actually doing well. So I tick that off as like, cool, this works. I can carry on doing it. I enjoy it. And I thought it's just going to last to like a certain time. And, it fades. And then it's like, I find the next thing to do. And it just, people just enjoyed it. And I kept doing that. I was like, okay, this will be one part. I'm going to keep my social media and my YouTube different. YouTube long format, social media, I do spotting and photos and all of that. And that's how I grew Snapshift into what it is today. Just like short form content with the spotting. And then you start teaching yourself other resources. Like, okay, I've got a camera. Let me learn photography. I didn't study this, nothing. And that's actually a question I want to ask you guys now. We have a photographer as well, so I want to get his input.
Paul is an
imaginary. I was pointing too loud. I think I was talking about it. So then I got that. And eventually you start building up to the equipment you needed, but you literally got like 6 months worth of work daily because I ride every day that I would have missed out on if I had to wait
100%.
to get that right equipment that I need. But I took the step to start. And within that 6 months, I've edited so much videos that you always find your way to improve. Add subtitles, add transitions, work with the changes. You don't want to overcomplicate it because there's stuff I see on Explore page that are mind-blowing.
Crazy.
And they show you how to do it. And I'm like, I don't have that time. Like, it's just too much. And sometimes it looks so cool, but I just want to skip it because it just looks too cool. There's just too much going on. And simplicity is just key. Like, you want to deliver a message and that's it. And,
simplicity and authenticity.
Because
I think there's a nice balance where you're able to then give the audience a feeling that they just as good to be in that position or be part of that conversation.
Yes,
because like you said, some of these high quality, high edited shows make it seem as if they can't do it.
Yes.
Because if yours isn't like that,
it's not going to make the cut. And I think that's kind of, in my opinion, where TikTok broke it. And that there was a lot more authentic content that was getting views and stuff like that because people realized, hey, but this is me, this is my neighbor, and they were all now starting to create content because it was more accessible
and relatable.
And when you see someone, so that's also like how I thought, like, it's basically storytelling, but on your own journey. You document it, and whether people
this episode's for loud.
Whether people view it or not, that's not the point. You're writing a story. Like, there's so many times we look at other people's journeys and stories and we feel inspired and motivated, but we're not here writing our own story. And I don't know if you have me on Facebook now. I post almost daily, like random stuff. Every weekend I'll upload pictures. Because no one else really knows this, but deep down I'm like, if I can go tomorrow, bro, I don't know what the life has for me. But you'll be able to tell the type of person I was by
looking at that.
My pictures are loaded, the memories of my kids, like my profile like literally touches on all my kids and my family. They're all there, like out there. And people like to keep it close, and yes, you can keep it on a hard drive and stuff. You also don't have time to keep in touch with all your family and friends these days. So it's nice when I meet someone and like, hey, but I saw your kid. I see he's growing and what. I didn't have to tell you that. You took the time to realize, take it in, and I do the same for everyone else that puts it out there. So that's why I try and be as genuine as I can and real on camera, off camera, because I want the person that you meet like off
be the
camera to be
same.
the same. You don't want to be. I don't have to put on a white voice and like a classy. People have this office voice sometimes, and they, you're professional and stuff. Like I don't want to put on a. Does Rizaan do that?
You must hear his hand on a business call.
I've been guilty of that.
No, we all do.
Okay, so we asked the audience on Instagram, right? 2 humble questions. Humble. Humility.
Respectfully. When you ask this?
Exactly.
Like, was this specifically for this? Okay.
We try. Like,
but for the purposes of the recording, we asked it on the day.
Because we also didn't know. It's fine. Nobody's gonna know. We don't have to know.
Nobody's gonna know.
Exactly. So the question is, why do we love cars so much?
Yes, so.
That's why do we? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do you? You grew up with cars, shaped like a car. Jokes.
That's uncalled for.
It's because he had the Blue Star episode now. I'll allow it. Just know,
shaped like a
car.
Like a transformer.
I'm in love with the
Okay.
So one of our audience members said, it's the thing we've shared time in, which says a lot.
Yeah.
That is a lot. You know, I say shared time in.
No, but like I get that. It's like when we go out somewhere as like a group, I always tell like Rizaan, like I want to drive like all of us together. And I'll look for an excuse, but it's for the kids.
So it's not timeshare in the car.
It is timeshare.
No, he's not.
Capitalist.
Whatever.
Speaking about timeshare in the car, were you with us when we drove with Kellen to Mykonos? And we almost died.
Whoa. Let's not share that story. My man's still alive.
Allegedly, guys.
Still alive.
Allegedly.
No, what I mean is like
Cut the tape.
This one is dangerous. Actually, stop. Just because we get to ask you is anything that's off the table. You must have bring stuff to it.
Bro. JP must have after this.
But to his point, at that time, Kelly drove that old 499 Tatas.
The Tata.
But
Bro, that's a separate segment, bro. That's scam Tatas.
And then I think he had it like for 8 months. Then the speedometer so man just riding 240. So he driving 60. But continue.
Because when you said, well, you were that time with bro, the same group of people, I've heard at least 2 stories. And it's weird that it happened to us.
It did happen to us.
This one was deep. When you can't control much else, at least you can control your car and where you're going.
Sure.
That's deep. I like
Focus.
that.
Okay.
I think a lot of people on that note, I think often some people go to the car, just take a drive to calm down or just clear their thoughts. Yeah, a lot as well. Yeah, like I say, it's just your tool for peace. Yeah.
That's what I don't resonate with. The engine sounds. I don't resonate with it because it's like you're making a noise. Stop it. To my class. I was giving Doppler effect.
Doppler effect.
Why?
Why does your Doppler sound like a cat?
And then my favorite comment, that vroom ignites a gene in your soul and can't be stopped. Brother. But bro, what's going on? That person cooked.
A gene in your soul.
And how just to close this off, the second to last thing we're going to do here is our game that we sort of infamous for, notorious.
Notorious? Oh no, because of the shape.
The game. A series of hypothetical questions, and JP, the game is called Say My Now.
Okay.
You can also read one. I'm not going to read one. I spoke too much.
Okay. Say My Now you had to teach your kids a nicer way of saying take a shit. Like in the movie, just go with it.
Yeah.
What word or term would you choose?
Okay, so let me give you like context. So like in the movie, just go with it, right? The lady's kids call it, we're gonna take a Devlin.
What?
A Devlin, because her like frenemy from high school's name was Devlin.
So it's so.
Face.
So then she told the kids every time they need to, we're gonna take a Devlin.
That's a fire.
To be fair, every time my dad went to the liquor store, my mom said he went to the pharmacy.
His mother saying that?
Love it.
I love it.
That's your answer. That's your answer.
Go to the pharmacy. Wait, actually, no, this is the question.
Yeah.
What is in the comments? Obviously, on
Yeah,
Facebook,
yeah.
on WhatsApp, on Instagram, even
On
TikTok.
WhatsApp?
Yo, bro.
This man's making episodes, bro. That's
Broadcast channel.
WhatsApp broadcast channel.
It's gonna pop up on screen.
Yes.
Tell us.
I want to put your WhatsApp number in the comments.
You can.
Oh, okay.
It's there already on Google. Like it's like it is what it is. People call me all the time. It's not that easy.
You just don't have to answer.
Okay. Okay.
True
So yes,
call.
in the comments, please tell us what is another way of saying take a shit.
Yeah.
What's the one that you grew up with?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because we've heard like crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I send emails. That's my one. I'm gonna send an email.
email.
Yeah, I'm gonna send an email.
Do your pilgrimage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
That's
Big man.
you. How long are you in the Bible?
That's my whole thing.
Holy.
And full Pesky. Do you guys take long?
No.
No.
I want to be. But pit stop.
Thank you. That's a good one.
Depends
Oil
if your phone
change, you
will
say.
or not. Because if you start scrolling, then you're gonna get up with sore legs.
That's long days.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, legs are gone.
Because apparently, like historically speaking, men take long in the toilet because apparently they're trying to just like for peace and quiet.
Yeah, yeah.
If you got two kids, you take even longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. then I would like imagine.
Okay.
Just
So it's the single quickie.
Yeah, yeah.
A single quickie.
You say,
And then if you're married,
That's crazy.
That's
That's
crazy.
crazy. Oh, wait, read the next one. Read the next
hey, please read the next
one.
one.
See what
Okay.
Rizaan. Behave.
Say man now.
say me now.
You had to get rid of either the Need for Speed franchise or the Fast and the Furious franchise. Which one has to go? Ha.
Nah, but like,
So
and
either the
Furious.
movies or the game.
yeah, the movies of the game.
To be fair, like
Both is out of my life.
I actually think the game has devalued over time.
No, but like, think of like peak.
No, but that's the thing. You can't think
I don't
of
like when you
peak.
get involved in saying
yeah.
I don't like when you get with your biases. I don't like it. The music experience doesn't matter. Because if you wanted to say stuff, bring your face.
Watch me blur your face for this entire episode. Watch me blur your face for that. Watch me blur your face for that.
Oh, I flew to go see the sun.
Oh, wait.
Flew to go see the
Oh,
sun.
wait, it's gonna take me 3 hours more, but I'm gonna do it.
Because now to your point, I would also argue that peak Fast and the Furious was also elite.
What
Yeah,
was
so-
Speed Fast and the Furious?
Like
Too
Tokyo
Fast and
Drift.
Furious. The one movie. Shut up. The one movie.
The first three is
The
decent.
first three is good, and
The
after
first
that,
two
It's
and a half.
so good. Neither
Tokyo Drift is lekker.
Yeah,
Don't you like
I
it?
enjoyed Tokyo
lit,
Drift.
bro.
Yeah, Tokyo Drift is
Tokyo
good.
Drift is lit, bro. What
Nah,
do you
it's because
mean?
of Bauer's
Yes,
green
no
car.
car culture.
It's a
bro.
green car.
You
that
can
was-
see that
He
he-
just
he
has a
wasn't
blue
out.
car.
Yeah. You
Oh,
can
blue
see
car,
it was that Opel, that cadet that let him down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Need for Speed Most Wanted is so goated.
That's where it peaked.
But that's what
I
that
feel
was the
that's where it
peak. That's
peaked,
what I'm
That's where
saying.
it peaked.
But
yeah.
is Need for Speed Most Wanted more peak than that's? I would argue that And underground too. Drifting a whole day.
So for me, because of longevity, even though I agree, the peak of Fast and Furious was that early on, I still watched the rest.
I didn't.
I didn't play Need for Speed after Most
No,
Wanted.
bro, but like, yeah, no, I don't know. Because like when I think of Need for Speed, I think of the soundtrack as well.
Exactly. Riders on the Storm.
Riders on the
Yeah. Immediately you went there to the window to the wall.
Yes.
Immediately you went there.
Yes.
You went there.
It's so good.
You heard it.
So, Fayaaz, something we like to end the show off with is...
Emphasis on end. We're not going to carry on talking for.
Yeah.
Because we're getting carried away.
Is it
sometimes.
All the time.
Plug anything and any
Where's the
event
plug
or
point?
Sir, get it together.
YouTube, Instagram, any broadcast channel, WhatsApp that you want to share with the people that way they can find you.
He actually has a
then-
WhatsApp though. Like you
That's
making a joke.
That's crazy. And then secondly, if you could give a message to your younger self, what would it be? So you go first with the shameless promo.
The shameless promo. Okay, so you can find me on Snapshot Media on all not all. I got banned from TikTok. There's some doing dangerous activities on the bike. I was just driving through traffic. Tell you what.
Yo, let's free on TikTok, bro. Free, bro. Yo, like we must start a hashtag for this, bro. Yo.
And then on YouTube, you can find like a lot of my videos there, Instagram and Facebook as well.
Sit up straight.
Message to my younger self. I'd say reach for the stars. Like, don't limit yourself based on like what you think you know, what you think you can do. Like, just be passionate in everything that you do, because for the longest time, you're not even sure, like I said, what you want to do, where you want to go. And often you tend to plan out your life so in advance that when you get curveballs, it just doesn't make sense. And you want to give up because you've already pictured how perfect it should be, but nothing comes easily.
Yeah.
So like, just take it step by step, tap into what you're actually good at. Don't just, like I said these days, it's so easy to want to actually do a bit of everything.
Yeah.
But we weren't made for everything, you know? Just enjoy what you do, be passionate about it, and the rest will come. The rest will follow you. So
Let's go.
I think again, just from our side, thank you for sharing the story.
yeah,
Thank you
it's a bit
for
of madness and craziness.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's all over
I
the
promise you,
place.
that accounting story is my favorite story.
Yeah.
That's what I heard. Like,
It's crazy.
That's so cool.
That's
you-
wild.
And it happened so long ago that it just stuck with me for life. Like I said, to not fight anything that comes your way.
Okay, I get to take us out.
Like yo, it's been so long.
It's been so long.
It's been a while.
Let's
Firstly,
see where
from
this
my
goes.
side also, thank you so much. It's
Oh, good.
from primary school, these
Why did
streets,
the
bro.
octave go down?
Because I'm speaking to the audio listeners
Okay.
first. To all the audio listeners, rate us on the audio platforms,
No.
please.
Hey.
And if you like this content, please do like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell if you want to see more of us. And we out. Peace.